Hi there, welcome to the standard segment. In today's segment, I want to talk about procrastination and how these affect our lives. And what is procrastination? Procrastination is basically intentionally putting off something or habitually putting off something. When it comes to procrastination, sometimes we don't really realize that we're procrastinating, especially when it comes to setting our priorities in life. Sometimes, when we so focus and prioritize on certain things, we push other things aside. And yes, I do understand in terms of setting priorities, it's important to get things done in that way. But what are those things that you've been putting off in your life for far too long? There's this saying that I love, says success is when opportunity meets our preparation. A lot of times, many of us are not prepared for the opportunities that lies ahead of us, even though we know that those opportunities are coming. We know that those times are coming, but we fail to prepare for them. It's like someone that knows that winter is coming, yet you don't have any winter gloves, you don't have any winter jacket, or if you have them, you've kept them maybe in the Arctic, you've kept them somewhere far away until winter then comes. That is when you then start trying to go get all the gadgets and everything you're gonna need. That gets too late. So this takes us to the book of Matthew chapter 25, and this is when Jesus began to talk about the parable of the 10 virgins. 5 of them were wise, 5 were foolish. And why, some were called wise, the other were called foolish. They were all virgins. That means they were all pure. They met the criteria for actually entering into the wedding banquet with the bridegroom. So they all received the invitation. That means there was an open door before them. It was the will of God that all of them, the 10 of them, will go in. But at the end of the day, we'll see that only 5 went in. The other 5 didn't go in. Why? Because the 5 wise ones, the ones that were called wise, the Bible said that they took extra oil in their vessels. They did take their lamp that had oil, and also there was light in it, but they took extra vessel with oil in it. While the 5 foolish ones, they took their lamps, there was oil in it, there was fire, but they did not take extra vessels with oil, even though they had the resources. And so by the time they got to the wedding banquet, they couldn't go in. They had to stay outside because the bridegroom had not come. And because the bridegroom took a long time to get there, the Bible said that they all slept. There was a cry that the bridegroom had arrived. The Bible recorded that they all woke up. They trimmed their wicks, the wick of the lantern, and then the wise ones decided to take the oil from their vessels and pour to top up what they have so that they can put in their lantern. And at that moment, that was when the 5 foolish ones said, can you give us some of your oil as well? And the wise ones, I love their answer. They said, no, if we give you, it will not be sufficient for you, for us and you. And that it might look like selfishness, but it was not selfish. This is God saying that yes, there are times when you actually do need to say no to certain things. Why? Because it's not that the 5 foolish ones didn't have the resources or the money. The foolish ones didn't complain about not having the resources. In fact, they had the resources because they eventually went to those who sell and they bought from them. And by the time they came by, the Bible recorded that the bridegroom had already gone in with the 5 wise ones. Why? Because the 5 wise ones, they planned ahead of time. They paid the price ahead of time before the bridegroom came. A lot of times we wait until those doors, until bridegroom, until things that God is bringing into our lives, take place before we start preparing. That is procrastination. And I'm here to tell you that a lot of times, even doors that are meant to be open, God will shut them and it will not. Why? It will not open them. And the reason is because we've not prepared ahead of time. And this is one of the things that differentiates the 5 wise virgins from the 5 foolish ones. Did they all buy extra oil into their vessels? Yes. But the 5 wise ones, they bought it ahead of time. While the 5 foolish ones, they bought it too late. And after they bought it, even though they bought it, they came back and they began to knock the door. And the bridegroom said, I do not know you, sorry, I'm not allowing you to come in. And so that even when it comes to the things of God, there are a lot of open doors before us. It's not just God. Our preparation determines if we'll be able to enter into those dimensions or not. And one of the key things that can stop us, that can stop God's people, is actually procrastination. So are you preparing your waiting time? And how are you preparing? Have you paid the price ahead of time to buy the extra oil into your vessels? Have you invested in skills? Have you invested in knowledge? Have you prepared yourself in large enlarged your capacity? Have you enlarged your heart? Have you prepared yourself for the things that God has been telling you for instance, for the past 2 years for you to prepare? You know that things are coming. You know that there's winter ahead, or you know that summer is ahead of you. You know that certain opportunities are waiting for you in the future. But have you paid the price? Then did you start paying the price a long time ago, or are you now close to entering in, and this is now when you start going about trying to pay the price? Because it might be too late. And I pray that God will help us in Jesus' name. So God bless you. I hope you've been blessed. Remember again, procrastination is not of God. God does not want us to procrastinate. Prepare, plan. Success is when opportunity means preparation. We need to be prepared for all the things that God has in store for us. Don't prepare when opportunity comes. You need to prepare before the opportunity comes, else the doors will be shut and there's nothing you'll be able to do about it. And even God won't be able to help you at that particular point. God bless you. Bye.